Hello and welcome to the Closer's Playbook, a podcast about selling your services as a freelancer. I'm Pete Beber, here with Tyler Poole.
How's it going, Pete?
Doing well, Tyler. Question for you today. As a freelancer, have you ever gone on freelancer sites like Upwork, Fiverr, there's probably a million of them now, searching for gigs?
Freelancer.com. Yeah, I've done all of them, or all of them that I know of.
Yeah. All right. The ones that fit what you do, right? So, on there, I'm guessing you're not the only one.
No. Lots of competition.
But lots of requests for business as well, right?
Depending on the site, but yeah.
Okay. So we've talked a lot about setting yourself apart from the competition. Came across a Business Insider article about somebody. Her name is Morgan Overholt.
Okay.
Looks like she's maybe a graphic designer, and she's on this article. In this article, it's about her because over the past 3 years, she's made over $500,000 on Upwork.
$500,000.
$500,000. In fact, she talks about one client that she's earned $147,000 over 3 years, so roughly $50,000 a year from one client. Does that sound like the type of client that you
absolutely
like?
I can also say that those are impressive numbers. I'm on Upwork all the time. It's an easy, quick way to look for clients, and I can tell you that I have not earned nearly that much money on Upwork in the last 4 years.
Well, we're gonna work on getting you there.
Right.
So a few things stood out to me, and it's Business Insider. We could probably link to this in the show notes.
Yeah.
So it's a Business Insider article, and well, you already know because I mentioned this before we started recording, but she applied for 819 jobs over those 2
Here's
years.
the impressive part, though. That sounds like a lot, but listen to the next number he throws out.
So she won 223. That's 27%. In my business, if I'm closing 7% of opportunities, I'm doing real well.
And I'll tell you what, I did not have time to research my close rate on Upwork, but I can tell you it's not 27%. It's probably closer to like 10.
Yeah.
5 to 10 probably.
We haven't dug in on your freelancer site stuff yet, so we'll have to do that. But I thought this was great. She actually commented that in 2021, we're end of June recording this. In 2021, her close rate is now approaching 50%,
which is bonkers. It's unheard of.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So she talks about how she's done that, and it strikes me that there's a number of things that we've talked about on this podcast. So, total confirmation bias episode here. Somebody else has done these things that we're talking about, so it must be true. But very impressive stuff. I think, some of the things that stand out is that 819 number. She's obviously on there.
A lot.
But
it also, she's persistent. That says that over 4 years, 800 applications, that's 200 a year. Like, there's 365 days in a year.
Over that, yeah.
She's
multiple
applying
jobs
to,
a day.
she's probably one per business day is about what that breaks out to be. That's impressive.
Even more, yeah. And so you're talking about that's no vacations.
Right.
So she's probably doing, days. So in my day-to-day, right, in selling, I have, it ebbs and flows.
Sure.
So I go out and do a whole bunch of, getting new business. Well, then when you've been focused on that for a while, you start to get new business. Now you have projects that you have to work on, and your outreach for new clients starts to dip.
100%.
Right. So, I don't know how she managed it, but she was making sure that she was going out and constantly going after new business.
Yeah.
So it's easy when you start to win deals to pull back, but you don't make that income
right
by, relaxing.
And there's ways to force yourself to do this. This is actually something that I've come across multiple times. and it was something for a long time I struggled to solve. So I have a Asana task. I use Asana as my project manager.
It's software.
It's just a time management software, a task management software. And in Upwork every day, I have like whatever it is, cold email, Upwork, whatever I'm doing for outreach at that time for prospecting, I have send 10 emails or check Upwork or check Fiverr or whatever it is. I have a note in my calendar, and usually I'll change it every 2 weeks. So, this block may be check Upwork. Yeah. The next block may be send 10
So you systematize it.
Right. And then it's just a task that I have to do every day. And that way it doesn't matter if I have 10 clients or 2, it gets done. Now
you're going after 819 opportunities, right? Mm-hmm. So when you are doing that, we talk about scale at that point, right? Because you can't customize every single thing, at least not completely customized. So she talks about in here how she put together a template for her proposals, which is something we've talked about in the past. She makes sure to use the client's name. She includes details about her level of expertise and experience. That could be maybe attaching, maybe you get testimonials from some of the clients that you have closed. Hey, could you just write a sentence or two about working with me, right? If you felt that we got good value working together, would love for you to say something, right? So just asking for that, something we've talked about, referrals, right? Testimonials along those lines. And then, she's given multiple portfolio options. So that might be like, hey, I could do A or B. Right. A, B, or C. Here's the, pros and cons of each. Here's the cost of each. And then she always includes a call to action. There's a few more things that she has in there, but call to action, make the ask. Say, hey, like this, we can have a call. I'm available Tuesday at 2:00. Yep. Does that work for you? Yep. Right. For a call. I've talked about, I prefer to present a proposal, over the phone, over Zoom, in my world, maybe even in person, depending on what it is. Right. Now that might not make sense being that there's still COVID stuff going on in the world. But also from just a, manageability standpoint and time standpoint, that might not make sense.
And a location standpoint. I mean, more and more of us are working in a different state or time zone than clients or employers. Yeah.
So just kind of like a few things are consistent. I think you said persistence, right? Mm-hmm. Persistence with those clients, but also persistence or consistency in going out and bidding on jobs. Taking some time to, hey, after you bid on a few jobs, I think she said it took her 2 weeks to get her first gig back in 2017. So if you're early in your freelancing career, it's not gonna, you might get lucky and you have something that hits on one of these sites or just in general right out of the gate, but just expect that it's going to take you some time.
And I don't know, actually, this is something we've never talked about, but I don't know if every salesperson is like this or if this is just my business or what, but I am extremely streaky. I will send, like, let's take Upwork for example. I will send 20 proposals and get nothing, and then I'll send 5 and get 3 jobs, and it just seems to work that way.
Law of averages, right? Right. So
it's filling the top. When we talk about persistence here, the thing I really like about her, just her article and her approach in general, is that it's a perfect example of filling the top of your funnel. Like you have to have those leads coming in every time you send a cold email or submit a proposal on a site like this. You're filling the top of that funnel. And, sooner or later something comes out of that funnel.
Right. And I'm certain she didn't have the template she has today that she had when she first started. She may not have had a template her first year. Mm-hmm. Who knows? But it's going back and looking at what do I do over and over again that like maybe I could just put something together that could cut down 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour.
Yep. Speaking to Upwork, I have 3 templates. I have 3 major categories that I will apply to a job in. And when I see one of these categories pop up, I browse the listing, make sure it's something I do want to apply for, and then I'll grab one of my templates and basically, like she said, it's a hello name if I can find it, which a lot of times I can. Then it's got a quick intro paragraph. Hi, my name's Tyler. I've been doing an SEO for X number of years. I've been doing XYZ, and those XYZ skills match up to things they need for that particular job type. And then I will take out pieces of their listing. I noticed that you said you needed X. I have done this in the past on blah, blah, blah. Give a couple examples. I don't actually use testimonials, but that's a really good idea. And then I don't set up a time to call. I give them a link to my Calendly, which is it's a calendar app that allows them to...
Makes it simple.
Yeah, my schedule is already plugged into there, and so it shows them available times on my calendar. And that way they can just pick one that works for them.
Yeah. So I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
You said you're not at the same close rate that she is. So what's one thing you're going to do different that you're going to try in an effort to increase the close rate?
I'm going to iterate my proposals. I have not updated them in longer than I care to admit. So it's probably time to upgrade them and look back at the ones that have worked and the ones, and see if there's a common thread.
Okay. So it won't be the next podcast because we're probably going to sit down and record another one right now. But in the weeks to come,
in the future,
weeks to come, we're going to hear what you did to change different.
Deal.
All right. I'd love to get a look at them just to see what they're like now and if I've got anything from proposals that we share that might be helpful.
Yeah, but we might be able to link them.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I think now that I got Tyler on the hook to improve his Upwork close rate, I think it's a great place to leave it.
Yeah.
So get out there. We'll link to the article. It's on Business Insider, and hopefully that helps you guys close some more deals. If you liked this episode, we've got 20 or over 20 more.
22, I think we're at now. 23.
We'd love to keep doing these. So go ahead and comment, like, subscribe. Find us wherever you get your podcasts and YouTube.
We appreciate you continuing to listen, support, and throw us some questions. We want to do a Q&A. We've gotten a couple questions. Yeah. We'd love to do a Q&A episode. So if you have any questions, something that we haven't covered, send it over.
All right. Thanks for listening.
We'll see you next week.